but on incorporation of the ideas that you've consulted from people. You have disregarded the consultative book, the consultative draft, and you brought in a draft which was not consultative. My problem generally is about the process. Constitutional building is way beyond the content of the bill. It's about consulting people. And where those consultations start. This is why when you promulgated CRC, act from this parliament, what did you put there? Consultation from one community Bantaba to the other. I was privileged to attend Children Consultation Forum at the Rural Development Institute, where they spent more than 3-4 days. Children, underage, students from every family background, irrespective of the language and the color of their skin, converged and they expressed their views on that book. My mother, by the time, who was a market vendor, had an opportunity to express her view as to how she wants to be governed in the 2020 draft. I was opportune also to attend a public hearing in Kiang, where women, irrespective of their background, age, their education background, converged and expressed opinions on that book. This is the type of consultation we're talking about. The disability. These are the consultations we are talking about. And in fact, when we converged at the conference center, this mediation was done by a very respectable person. Good luck, Jonathan. We owe him a big thank, and we must tell him thank you very much for that mediation. But to tell you, Mr. Jonathan, the clauses that we have debated on to strike a compromise, it was at some point that even the opposition was ready to strike a compromise on some of the clauses when it comes to term limit, when it comes to, how to call it, you may also talk about citizenship and other clauses. We almost strike a compromise. Wallahi, that happened. And to our greatest dismay, when the draft was gazetted, we have seen more than 100 changes. You are talking about how bad the 1997 draft constitution, 1997 constitution is. 1997 constitution, no matter how bad it is, within the entire 22 rule, they were able to make not more than 52 changes, 52 amendments. Within 3-4 years span, you are able to make 120 plus amendment in a law. Which government is more bad than the other? I don't understand. That's a big irony. You wanted to sit here and witness that? To be honest, it is very painful to witness such a day. One of my senior honorable members said, there is no trust for us to push it to the next level. Let me give you those proofs. When the budget was brought in this parliament, anything that is brought in the budget as far as the State House allocation is concerned, when this parliament wants to reduce it, you always say no, and your no stands. You went to anti-corruption bill, you butchered it to zero. The illicit enrichment, unexplained wealth, that is the nucleus of that bill. It was removed. Everything was removed. If you have any opportunity to deny us to speak the right of the Gambian people, you do that. Here we have an opportunity to do that. There was a day I told minority leader, I said it's very painful, minority leader. He told me, Nimbi mutenen di lumman tenen. Minority leader, he told me that. And he told me there will be a day your minority will be important. You disregarded this corpus. Anything we advance as far as the amendment is concerned, you disregard it. You want to use your powers, your number. Thanks to the 1997 constitution that you are denying, we have this high threshold. You cannot pass this bill. In 2020, I was sitting watching from debate to voting. I watch everything. I work seriously because I know what has happened. Sometimes people talk about only $116 million. Can you imagine? You are talking about 116 million during your debate. The electricity that was used in this chamber. Can you imagine the printing of the papers? Can you imagine the sitting allowance? Can you imagine the air-conditioned chambers? Can you imagine the water that you have used? Can you imagine the food? It is way beyond 116 million. You throw everything in trust. And some of the honorable members, when you brought the bill entitled Judicial Officers Remuneration and Pensions Bill, some honorable members stood here and said the reason why they rejected the draft constitution was because of that clause. So they are also going to reject it. I'm not going to name names. They are my friends. So they rejected that bill. I wasn't happy. And today they are here and the same clause is still in the bill and they are asking to support it. I don't know. I don't know what is happening. The inconsistency. You can see inconsistency in everything. Honorable Speaker,
there is point of order. Honorable members, order.
Honorable Speaker, point of order.
There is point of order.
Clause 21, content of speech. No 5. No member shall input improper motive to any other honorable. Only member is input improper motive to honorable members by calling on inconsistency. Inconsistency, Honorable Speaker. Inconsistency. Honorable Speaker, inconsistency. Honorable Speaker, inconsistency. That's the only member is saying.
Order, honorable members, order. Honorable members, order, please. Order. Honorable member, your point of order is not sustained. Honorable member, please continue.
there is a clear lack of consistency in execution of your mandates, of your responsibilities. Several times we will debate about numerous things here. We talk about accountability. Somebody has spoken about that clause, which even pains me more. Where when the executive leaves office, the spouses of the president will not declare assets. So you want them to go and register all our assets under their spouses and they go scot-free? Those are the type of clauses you put in this. You look at the procurement clauses. Procurement clauses where cabinet members can own companies where procurement contract could be awarded to government contracts. Which government should allow that? What is wrong with putting ministers before here and ask them questions? I don't doubt any ability of any of the members, any of the ministers present. I don't doubt any one of them. If anybody fail to serve tonight, members of parliament to come back here, members of cabinet to come here when nominated by president, to be scrutinized, to be asked questions as per their competence. That is not in this law. We are never going to allow that. And honorable members, let me remind you one thing. Please, tighten your belt very well. Because from now against the end of this legislature, today is not the last day you will be humiliated beyond disgrace. They have come in numerous times, one after the other. We've dealt with...
Point of order. Honorable Speaker, point of order.
There is a point of order.
Yeah, I'm rising on order 16. On a motion being moved that a bill be read a second time, the general merits and principles of the bill may be debated. Okay? So just to avoid and for the interest of the gallery to understand the debate, this debate is not final. So we would like all members to just debate on the merits and the principles of the bill.
Order, honorable members, order. Honorable members, you know, the honorable speaker made a ruling earlier on. We are debating on the general merit and principles of the bill, and taking into account that it's a cross-cutting issues. So making references to other bills or other acts is not out of order. So order not sustained.
Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker,